Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you can call me J9, but I also go by Trey. I'm an artist slash illustrator. Sometimes I do conventions, but mostly this channel is just about my journey to becoming a full-time artist. Today I wanted to make a little different video than my typical Artist Alley vlogs. I won't be doing any Artist Alley videos for a little while here since I'm taking a little break from Artist Alley, at least until like sometime in the third month of next year. So gotta try to figure out other ways to put content out there, and what better way than to show you guys a couple things that I've learned along the way. Today I'm going to talk about making stickers, specifically using the Cricut to make stickers. There's a lot of frustrations and just issues that you can have with a Cricut machine, and I am no stranger to those. But here are a couple things that I've learned along the way since I've gotten my Cricut in the last 6 months here. Yeah. Alright, so once you open your Cricut work area, you're gonna see this front page here. You're gonna go to the top right hand corner here, click new project, and then click blank canvas. Okay, once you click blank canvas, you're going to be opened up to a basic page that'll give you lots of options and templates to get started with your design. I'm personally going to go to the shapes column and select a square to start off with a template for the page for the stickers to be on. I will change the dimensions of that square to the width of 6.75 and the height of 9.25. You want to unlock the little locket in the middle, because if you don't, it'll change it proportional. So to change it differently, you want to unlock the little locket, and then you can change each one individually. So 6.75 to 9.25. Okay. The next step would be to go over and down to the upload section. You find a design that you want. Now they give you a list of acceptable downloads or acceptable file types that you want to have for your sticker. I personally recommend a PNG because a PNG will take away that background. If you're saving a basic layer with no background, save it as a PNG. That way the background doesn't pop up in Cricut. If you do it as a PDF or anything like that, there will be a white background that you'll have to get rid of. So save yourself the trouble. There's going to give you a lot of options to click through. You're just going to click through a bunch of those, keep hitting continue. I usually select flat graphic just because it is how I want my design to look, and then it'll upload it again. You have to hit continue one more time. Now it's going to upload that image onto the canvas. Of course, if you're like me and you're uploading something that is the same size as a full illustration, it'll be quite large. So you want to go to the top again with the image selected. This time keep the locket locked. You hit 2.5 because that's usually what size sticker I do. You can make it as big as you want to or as small as you want to. I usually do 2.5 just to get a decent size sticker. Next step, you want to go to offset. So offset is in the edit column at the top. You go down, hit offset, and I usually go the 0.069 option for the offset for the design. Then you just change the color of that offset to white. After you do that, I would usually flatten the image and the offset together so that you can move them around and edit them together as one image. And then after that, the hard part's over. You're just gonna copy and paste and put the design in whatever order that you feel like fits it best. Make as many stickers that can fit on the canvas, and then you flatten all those layers to make a single layer of stickers. So I reduced the size of my black star and I went ahead and I just kind of made the layout here. This is to my liking. There are 2, 4, 6, 8 black stars on one canvas. I think that's good. I tried to fit one more here, but it just didn't work. So I'll be okay with just 8. You go ahead. What you want to do is when you make, you'll hit the make button at the top right here. Boom. But what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and save it. So make sure you save it. Let's see. We'll go black star and hit save. Okay. what I usually do is it presets or pre-saves the canvas. So the canvas, you can just go to another Blackstar design. So watch this real quick. Let me get out of here. So you got your Blackstar design here. So you go to this canvas in your collection and you hit customize and it brings it right back up. So all you have to do is do this whenever you make a new design, and you can just get rid of all of the artwork or the canvases by grabbing and deleting them. Delete. And now you got a whole new canvas. That takes a lot less time than going shapes, going square, going size, yeah. So it's like cutting steps. So backtrack. Now that we're back at the original page, you have your design ready. You already saved it. You're gonna go up to make. So go up to make. Go up to make here. Click the button. Perfect. It's gonna show you the design here. Now, what is important about this? So this right here is important because watch what happens if I go down, I cancel this, go out of it, and I select this and I unflatten it. So I'll unflatten all these stickers here, and now I'm gonna go to make again. So I'm gonna go up to make, hit make again, and once I've done that, you'll see that my black stars are on different pages now. So there are things that people recommend. I personally just like flattening them so they can be on one page, because I don't like wasting paper, but some people also just recommend coming in here and then moving them around to your liking. You can also do that. That's 100% fine. It just takes more time. So some people like to flatten, some people will just move them manually on the canvas themselves. I haven't really tested that one out to see if it's the better option, but me personally, I like to just flatten everything. So I'll just go ahead and hit Control A, and then go down here. If I can move my mouse and my camera at the same time, hit flatten again, and then you go back up to make. So go back up to make, boom, and then it should be all in one canvas again, okay? So all in one canvas here. Now it's time for us to get ready to prepare to print. So you guys should have a printer, of course. You want to send this design to your printer. Usually what I do, let's try this here, okay? Let's go, boom, and so the settings that you want to have when you select to print, you want to take the bleed off, and you want to use your own system's dialog. So you go to print, and then your system's dialog should pop up on the left or on the right, wherever your preferences usually pop up. I select, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here so you guys can actually see. I select usually a premium photo paper with high quality, and just for today's purposes, I'm only printing one page. So boom, and usually I'll print like 2 or 3 at a time, but I'll also talk to you guys about that here in a second. All right, now that is going to be printing out as we speak, and I'll get started with talking to you guys about other things. So I gotta turn my actual Cricut on here and let it do its thing. So once you've gotten it printed, like we just did, we got our black stars printed. Once you've gotten it printed, you have options to select or set the base material that you're going to be using. Now I usually go with a cardstock, but vinyl is also nice, and it just depends on you. So I usually just do a medium cardstock and just go with that, okay? Let's see. And so it's gonna tell you all these directions. I usually set my pressure. It's default, it should be set to a more pressure anyway, but I just make sure I set that every time. Again, if you guys are interested in any of the products or materials that I'm using for this video, please check out the link in the description. I should have everything there. This lamination sheet is something I found on Staples. I ran out of the lamination paper that I ordered off Amazon, but I will also have that in the description. Normally I am going to reduce the size of the lamination paper so that it fits the the page pretty well. You kind of want it to be in between the black lines so that the markers don't get confused on the Cricut, but I typically go just a little bit outside of the markers just because I'm not perfect. And you want to avoid cutting the strip that is pre-cut for you to lay the lamination down. So if you're looking at my sticker paper, here's another tip. Find somewhere to store your sticker paper so that it doesn't round or roll. If you leave it out, it will roll up a little bit like mine does, and it makes it kind of difficult to put the lamination sheet down because it'll bow up as I go through the process, and some of the paper will get folded. So I'm going to grab my squeegee here, and then I'm going to roll it out. Now the rolling it out process is pretty simple if the paper's flat, but this paper isn't really flat right now. It's rolled or bowed, and so it's gonna cause some creases or some bends in the paper as I laminate down on top of it. This should be okay in the Cricut, but it will make it like a little inaccurate if it's too much. So try to store your paper properly, guys. Once I've gotten the lamination sheet done, then I just kind of go over it a couple times to make sure there's no bubbles. There are no bubbles. It's just, again, like I said, the paper is all bowed up, so the lamination's kind of pulling at the edges at this point, which might complicate the cut. As you can see on the bottom left, there's a little crease in the black line there, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's attach it to the mat. This mat's gotten old. I've been using it since I started making stickers back in August, so it's been about 4 months now. I usually just kind of roll the sheet onto the mat to make sure it sticks. I might have to start taping it down or getting new mats, but the mat's held up for the most part. It's just kind of getting, worn out. Alright, so I'm going to run it through the Cricut machine. Hopefully it cuts appropriately. Time will tell. Also, a little Easter egg there. I don't know if you guys were looking in the drawer, but that's a conversation that I want to have with you here in a second. About that second page. If you're printing more than one page, you might run into issues such as how I did with my other Black Star sheet. For a show, I was printing multiple sheets of Black Star stickers, and I was in a hurry. I didn't check the Cricut machine before I hit play for the next row of stickers, and lo and behold, it did some damage to that next sheet of stickers. Doesn't always play fair, so let's see if this did right or if I'm gonna be upset. See, it's doing something because this isn't cut. I think the blade might be dull. I don't know. This one. Like, it did not cut through it. Well, I can kind of. Maybe that's a dullness issue, but it cut everything else. I don't know why it only partially worked for this other sticker. All the other stickers look okay, of course. Usually just kind of pull them off. I will say I think it's time for me to upgrade my mat because, and the fact that these stickers are bend, like they're bent like this because the sticker paper likes to bend. I would advise you guys, please find a way to store your sticker paper so that it doesn't freely roll, because if it rolls, then the sticker itself will roll too. Makes it easy to pull off, but it also makes it easy for it to come apart from this actual sticky paper. You don't want that. Usually I have to flatten mine by sitting them underneath something. But yeah, I think this board is seeing better days and might be due for retirement. But look at that, it came off. All of it came off. I didn't have any residue. That's atypical for me. Usually I do have some leftovers here. But yeah, it's not a perfect cut at all for him. I really hope this isn't a recurrent thing because it's all ugly looking. Now, of course, the actual sticker's okay, like here. So it's just the paper. The actual sticker still looks pretty good in my opinion. So it still looks good. In fact, I'll just set them right here. So yeah, like I said, the Cricut machine is not 100% foolproof. There are a lot of things that could go wrong and will go wrong as you use your Cricut. Use your resources. Hopefully I can help you guys a little bit, and hopefully you guys can help me too as we learn better ways to utilize the Cricut to help us work smarter, not harder. But I ended up with 7 black star stickers, technically 8. I'm just using that one on top of my Cricut now. 7 black star stickers that are good, and I'm just gonna have to flatten them underneath a book or something. We talked about this earlier, but what can happen? So this right here is a good example of what can go wrong. So for a lot of you guys, when you use your Cricut, it's gonna ask you, when you use your Cricut, it's gonna ask you to, once you've done this part. So right here is a good example of like how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look this way, but sometimes there's another little square down here, and let me see if I can exhibit, like, let me see if I can show you guys what I mean. All right, so you see this and this, right? So normally with Black Star earlier it didn't do it, but normally it does this and this. Look at the format of Cut 2. You can see how it's a little rectangle, right? That looks familiar, does it not? It looks just like this. So what happens is, say you wanted to get productive and you wanted to print 2 sheets of these. You print 2 sheets of these, it goes to the printer, it prints both of them, great. What happens is, I'll pretend like I'm doing it. I'm not gonna actually print any more Hoshina because I don't really need any more right now. You send it to printer. So once you send it to printer, I can just say I already sent it to printer, and then it'll take me to the next step. So the next step is gonna say select your material, and this is where I did earlier, where you just hit cardstock if that's what you want. You hit more pressure, boom, and then you take it through your Cricut machine. What happens is, after you cut this first batch, it will automatically go down to this. And this is something I didn't know. It will automatically go down to this, and if you're not paying attention to it, once you cut your first, it'll ask this question again. It'll be like this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just set it up again. But not realizing I'm on basic cut instead of on print then cut. And so it'll print literally, or it'll cut straight through your stickers if you let it. So I have 4 stickers that I could potentially cut. I have to figure out if there's a way, but that happens if you're not paying attention. So if you're trying to be faster than you need to be, it's easy to hit that and then run it through the Cricut, and it cuts clean through some of your stickers. So be mindful, guys, when you're cutting multiple sheets at a time, every time you do this one, it'll automatically go down to this one next. So you want to make sure that you don't have that basic cut there. I don't know why it's there. Make sure that's not there. Or if it is there and it does this, just go back up. So yeah, using the Cricut machine makes the process so fast compared to cutting it all by hand. And there's a lot of things you can do besides just make stickers, of course. I'll be mostly using the Maker for stickers, but maybe when I get a little bit more brave or courageous or experimental, I'll make more different things. The tips that I have, of course, are save your first project. Once you make your basic shape, you want 6.75 by 9.25. And then once you do that, you upload your image. Make sure that the sticker design is in PNG format. Otherwise, you will have a white background. So to skip having to remove the white background in the Cricut software or the Cricut software, you want to go ahead and save it as a PNG in whatever software you use to create the sticker, unless it's in Cricut too. So PNG for the folder, you upload it. You have to condense the size to an appropriate sticker size. I use anywhere between 2.5 to 3, and then I keep the dimensions locked so that it's proportionate to its true design and it's not distorted. Offset layer onto the first sticker design. Offset, make the offset as big or as small as you want. Flatten the offset with the design of the sticker. And once you flatten it, then you can copy and paste that sticker several times onto the page to make the layout that you want. Once you've made the layout, you want to flatten all of the stickers to one page or one layer. That way the stickers stay on that same layer and they don't bounce onto the other page of the second page of the Cricut and you waste paper. Again, do some research on that. There are people that I know that will just move it from that second instead, and I don't know if it makes a difference versus flatten. I don't know. We'll see. But once you've done all of that and it's on the true layer, you print it. Test print, of course, would probably be better. Make sure you test your products before you mass print. Don't print 14 pages if you don't think the print's going to come out right. You want to test it first. So you test it, and then once you've tested it and you like it, you can print multiple copies. Go into take off the bleed, use the system dialog. System dialog will open your computer dialog. You go to whatever paper you use. Again, I will put the paper that I use in the description. And you can go to the paper that you use with the highest quality output and the number of copies that you want to print, and then hit OK. Once you've done that, your printer will print as many copies as you want. You will attach it to your mat. If you want to laminate, which I do, you can laminate first and then attach it to your mat. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out. Use the squeegee to make sure that you don't have air bubbles in your laminate. Some are easier to use than others. Attach it to your mat, stick it into the Cricut, hit the arrow, it'll read through the sensors, and then you hit play and it'll cut. And then you just peel it off the mat, and that should be all. Once you've done that, if you're printing or cutting more, that basic cut thing will pop up next. So basic cut will pop up next. If you don't go back up and hit this instead, it will cut a square through your sticker. Be warned, because I had to learn the hard way. It will cut a square through your sticker and you won't be happy, okay? That is all the advice that I have. Besides, save your first project. And the reason you want to save your first project is so that once you save your first project, you will forever have the 6.75 by 9.25 format, and you can just select the flattened layer of stickers and erase it, and it'll get rid of that layer, so you'll have a blank canvas. And then when you go to create a new design, you just hit save as, and you hit save as, and it'll save an entirely new document. It won't erase your original document. It will if you save as, because it's not saving what you opened, it's saving something differently from what you opened, like a new document overall. Okay. But yeah, I look a mess. Sorry about that. Look like a homeless person. But thanks guys for watching. If you stuck around, feel free to comment below your own personal advice on how you use your Cricut, any things that I can do about what's happening with my cut. It was super dull at the end, sharp for everything else but that one part. So I don't know if that's a warning that I need to replace my blade or what. But yeah, feel free, spread the love, don't gatekeep, share any tips that you want in the comments below, guys. You can always find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Facebook. I'm more active on TikTok because this is just my favorite app right now, but I'm trying to be more present on YouTube as well. So thanks for watching. See you guys soon.